You're listening to Leisure World Direct. I'm your host, GRF Communications Manager Emma DiMaggio, and I'm here with IT Director Marcelo Mario. Hello.
Hi.
Today's topic is protecting yourself digitally and online. Marcelo, what are the risks of being unprotected online?
Risks of being unprotected online could be losing financial data or losing money. You can also get your passwords taken and you could lose your accounts, your social media accounts. You could lose your email accounts, all to people that want to do bad things.
Yeah. It seems a lot of times scams are geared towards taking very personal information like social security numbers or bank information. I know people who've lost tens of thousands of dollars. So today we're going to focus on different ways that scammers take advantage of people online and how people can protect themselves, their finances, their information, and kind of hopefully build skills to learn how to discern what is real and what is fake online. So to start, Marcelo, can you tell me about some of the different kinds of scams that exist online?
Yeah, so there are three main types of scams online. It's either via text, phone call, or email. In addition to that, there's three types of scams: text, phone, and email that we're going to focus on today. So for text messages, there's catfishing scams where they pretend to be someone who they're not, sometimes a family member. There's also text message scams where it's a debt scan where they are trying to get money from you. And they'll say, oh, we're from the Social Security Department, or we're from a agency that has been assigned to collect debt from you. And the debt scams usually are getting a lot more complex, where they get people to click on links and put in credential information or bank account information, and you'll never see that money again.
A common one I hear about nowadays is the toll roads text messages. There's so many tolls around here in Leisure World that people are getting text messages from the California, toll roads saying, you have a $25 unpaid. You've accidentally entered into a toll road. You need to pay this $25. Click on this link and put in all your information.
Yes, and what if you ever get a debt scam text message, as much as possible, don't click on the links in text message. What you're going to want to do is go online and log into whatever account that you it says it's for, and like let's say the toll roads, log into your toll road account and see if it's actually valid. And you'll find a lot of the times it isn't valid, or actually
Never
I'd say
existed.
99% of the time. I know there's some people out there that don't have auto debit on their toll road accounts, and you'll get that text message. But if you notice, the legitimate text messages tell you to log in online, so they don't tell you to click on a link here to pay. You just have to log in online. And for the third type of text message, it's credential harvesting, where they text you a code and a link and try to get you to click on the link, and then the code, type in a code, and then it asks for extra credentials like your password or your email address, and that can lead to fraud as well. And a phone calls is another type of scam, where more and more they're using artificial intelligence to pretend to be a family member or pretend to be someone they're not. Most of these are from foreign countries, so they use AI to sound like someone without an accent, so it sounds more realistic.
Oh.
And
I've heard of instances where they're able to make the voice sound like someone you know. How are they able to do that?
All it takes is a 3 to 10 second clip of of a voice source to generate an AI voice that mimics a voice with the same inflection, same cadence, and usually these scammers are getting more and more complex, where they'll call relatives of yours or call people you know and record their voices and talk to them. And what they might do is talk to them about something entirely different and just record the voice and create an AI persona out of that.
Wow. I think of even, if you were posting a video of your grandchild's birthday party and had a video of maybe your daughter or son talking in the background, they could lift the audio from that and use it for a phone call.
That is a possibility as well. So they can scour social media and get a voice sample off of that as well.
So if sticking on AI, the lesson, it sounds like, to be learned from the fact that just this technology is moving so quickly is that if you receive a phone call from someone that sounds familiar but might be acting strange or unlike themselves, what should people do if they start to feel mistrustful of the phone calls that they're getting?
Hang up and call the person back. You can either hang up and call the person back. Never, ever, ever give your password out over the phone or any sensitive information unless you are for sure that you are speaking to the person you intend to give that information to.
Moving on to emails, which might be easier to spot. What are some of the tips for people identifying bad actors or fraudulent information in emails?
First and foremost, know who is sending the email. If you click on the From field, verify that that email address is correct and it's not some other email address that is a bogus email address that they sent it from.
The From field being below.
Whenever you open up the email, it tells you who it's from in a to field. So if you look at the From field, just verify that the email is a legitimate email.
That'll be at the top of the email.
Yes.
For those unfamiliar with email.
Mm-hmm. And also, read the message. If you, as much as possible, again, same thing as the text messages, don't click on the links. Try to go to the website. So if it's a bill and it doesn't look legitimate, log in to the website and see if you have a bill separately. Don't click on a link in the email.
Now that we have a kind of overview of some of the areas where people can be sent scams via text, phone, and email, what are some kind of overarching tips for people who are receiving communications digitally and kind of the red flags they should look out for to protect themselves?
Be skeptical of any unsolicited communications. A lot of people are good with their money, and if a bill or a debt looks fraudulent, don't click on a link and go through other avenues such as calling the bank or calling your financial institution to get to the bottom of the debt.
I would also note that people should call the tried and true number that they find from Google or the number that they're used to calling. I think a lot of people get tripped up when they say, this bill doesn't look legitimate, and they call the number that's on the fraudulent email, which is essentially just calling the person that's trying to scam you in the first place. And they will definitely verify that the fake bill is real. Yes. And kind of push you into paying it. So using Google or calling the number that you're used to calling, that you may already have in your phone, is highly advised.
Yes. And another thing you can do is never give out any passwords to anyone. via text or email or over the phone, unless you know that that person is legitimately who they say they are.
Let's get into passwords for a second. I know that there's a lot of talk about securing passwords these days. A bad habit that a lot of people have is they choose one password that meets all the criteria. It has a symbol, has a letter, it's kind of doesn't have any personal information in it, and then they use that exact same password for, their shopping accounts, their bank accounts, their streaming accounts. What tips do you have for people who are, might be unsecured or might have that bad habit? How can they create secure passwords?
Well, there's a government agency that deals with cybersecurity called CISA, CISA.gov. And some of the criteria that they have for a secure password is having it at least 16 characters long, making sure the password is alphanumeric with numbers, upper and lowercase letters, and using special characters and symbols. And another thing you can do is ensure that you are using two-factor authentication. That's a big thing where even if your password gets compromised, the second factor, such as a text message or an authenticator app on your phone, can prevent them from gaining access.
So the first factor is you've provided the
Password.
correct password.
Yes.
And the second factor is, okay, now just to double check, we're sending you a text to your phone.
It's usually either text message or via an app where you get a code that changes, and it's only valid for a small amount of time.
Are there any other resources that people should look to when they're trying to familiarize themselves with this sort of area of digital safety?
Yes. There's the AARP has an entire web page about it. You could see that at www.aarp.org/money/scams-fraud or scams-fraud. There's a National Council of Aging. They have another site that has resources in regards to cybersecurity and protecting yourself online and protecting your accounts. The FBI.
Leisure World residents who are victims of scams are urged to call the Seal Beach Police Department's non-emergency line at 562-594-7232. People can also make a report at the GRF Security Department by calling 562-594-4754. If you're unsure about whether you're a victim of a scam, it's best to consult with someone you trust, like a family member or trusted neighbor. Usually speaking to someone about what you're going through, if it hasn't put up your red flags, it might put up someone else's, and they may be able to get you out before you've shared crucial information, financial information, or lost any money. For people who don't have a trusted individual or someone they can reach out to, you can also call the security department, and they will let you know whether you are currently or were the victim of a scam, and they'll create a report on it. You have been listening to Leisure World Direct.